You are listening to the Outlaw Podcast with me, your host, Andrea Hall. I am a certified equine gestalt coach, speaker, 3-time author, and lawyer. I help women lawyers who are miserable in their career, struggling with mental and emotional health issues, wanting to have fun in their lives, and struggling to be selfish. After fulfilling my dream of being a criminal defense attorney and opening my own law practice right out of law school, I thought I had it all. While at the height of my career, my 18-month-old puppy died, and I thought, what am I killing myself for? Sometime later, I was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and my world turned upside down. It was in that moment I realized something had to change. This podcast is about sharing my journey with you about what is possible in your life outside the legal profession, stopping the adulting and being able to play as a child, inspiring you to dream again. Let the journey begin.
Welcome back to another episode of Outlaw. I need to be busy. My days and weeks get filled quite quickly and way in advance. And if by chance my week is not filled, I can tell you by the end of the week, my calendar is completely filled. In fact, my brothers joke all the time about how I plan things so far in advance. In fact, I had a vacation that I planned last year for this March already. And it really bothers me not to be busy. Hell, when I'm sick, I feel guilty if I'm not being busy and I'm laying in bed recuperating. In fact, when I was diagnosed with my brain tumor and had emergency brain surgery 5 years ago, I remember coming home from the hospital, and I was actually in my training certification to become an equine gestalt coach, and I didn't even miss the next phone call. I remember my mentor and trainer Melissa saying to me, "You're on a call?" And I said, "Well, I'm just laying in bed. What else do I have to do except, be on this call?" And it really bothers me to have downtime. And I'm sure there's others who are listening and in the career field that I have been in for the past 15 years who can absolutely relate to this. And I've asked myself, why? Why do I feel the need to be busy? And I've discovered the need to be busy is really a trauma response and a fear-based distraction. That if I actually slowed down, I'd be forced to acknowledge and feel what is wanting to come through. As a woman lawyer, someone who's owned a business, I see this often in conversations with other colleagues and Facebook groups, how we're constantly on the run, constantly being busy with whether it's our career or reading or taking care of the kids or taking care of the husband. It's much easier to be doing than actually being. And for the past several weeks, I have been fairly ill. As a matter of fact, I have been fighting something for a little over 6 weeks, and it keeps circulating between my head and then to my nose and to my throat and to my chest and in different ways. And I finally went to the doctor last week. They put me on steroids thinking that was going to help. And a couple days ago, I started this same process again. I have the pressure in my head. My eyes are feeling heavy. There's burning sensations, and of course, it's causing my body to be really fatigued and wanting to avoid and not do anything. And my head is telling me that I have to continue to work and be busy instead of spending that time resting and getting well again. And during this time of being ill, I've been asking myself a lot of questions. And things like, I have stuff to do. When am I going to get the taxes done? You're behind on billing. You need to do your own bills. And it's been very difficult to just sit and be. And it's caused me, or it's actually forced me to slow down because I haven't had the bandwidth or the mental capacity to do much. And I know that there is something that is brewing, and it's been there brewing for a really long time. In fact, for the past 8 years, I really have been avoiding something. And I haven't been able to put my finger on it. And it all started when my puppy died 8 years ago. And there's just been this constant up and down, yet more of a down. And it's definitely easier to stay busy. And I'm so grateful because this year I have decided that I'm going to take the first couple hours of the day to focus on me and allow me to listen and welcome what is wanting to come through. I'm excited for the journey and the answers that will arrive in this stillness. And my question to you is, are you being busy based on trauma and fear? And what if you slowed down and just took a deep breath and patiently waited for the answer to come through? Just patiently waited. And I know patience is not my virtue, so I can totally relate to that space of not wanting to just be patient and waiting for that answer to come through. So I encourage you just to take a moment, even just now after listening to this, to slow down, take a breath, and patiently wait for the answer to come through. And I encourage you to share with me in the comments below what keeps you busy and keeps you from waiting for the answers to come through. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Outlaw.
Thanks for tuning into another episode of Outlaw. There is life after litigation. If anything I said in this episode resonates with you, call for a free exploratory session to see how I can help you. My horses will give you instantaneous feedback, unlike traditional talk therapy. You will shift your awareness into real time with the help of a horse. The horses are like lie detectors, flushing out limiting beliefs with a swish of their tail, a shift of their 1,200-pound body, or a simple unwillingness to move. Horses have a way of seeing into the window of our souls. Horses have been connected to humanity since the dawn of time. Their hearts can heal and mend our broken hearts. Simply standing in their presence can change our lives forever, putting the puzzle pieces back together and returning us to wholeness. Horses are restoring the parts of us that have been missing. You can call us at 970-682-4405 to set up your appointment today. Want to be inspired daily? See about our latest events or purchase a copy of my books? Go to our website at www.witherswhisper.com. That's www.withers, witherswhisper.com, or you can follow us on any social media venue at Withers Whisper. Until the next episode, listen to the whispers.